Ladies and gentlemen, today is September 3rd, 2015, and this is the KNKL Show, episode 255, where we normally learn to be better artists. But today just so happens to be Thursday. I'm your host, Keenan Lafferty, by the way. Today is Thoughtful Thursday, where we like to contemplate our lives, we like to think about things we can do, and that just so happens to be our talk for today. You can do it. You can do it. You come to my seminar, right? Sit your butt down in the chair, and then I'm up there on the stage, be like, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. How many times have you ever seen something like that? It's like a cheesy motivational speech, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about why people actually do that. We're going to be delving into you can do it and what it actually means, and some interesting questions that I thought of today. So let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? All right, and I got my handy-dandy notebook here because I am oh so prepared and awesome. So the first thing that I want to ask you is that you can do it, right? Does anyone even need to hear this anymore? Does anyone, was there ever a point where someone thought that they really couldn't do it? And the reason why I say this is because I really believe that people are more than capable of, if you seriously think about it, it's like, okay, let's say I want to play guitar. I want to become a pro at Splatoon. I want to become an amazing artist and work for Riot Games or Blizzard Entertainment or some other big company out there, or make my own, right? I want to make my own. Everybody knows that if they did everything in order, right? If they broke it down into enough steps, what would you actually have to do, right? Step one, you want to become an amazing artist, right? Well, maybe I should get like a piece of paper and a pen, right? Then step two, devote the next 20 years of your life to doing that. Do you think that by the end of that 20 years that you wouldn't be a professional artist? Do you think that you wouldn't be good at whatever you chose to do? You know, it's like, yes, you can literally do anything. You can do anything that you put your mind to. So it really is funny when I hear that you can do it, right? Because everybody already knows that they can. But rather, what is the problem? Why don't people do it? Why don't people do the things that they really want to do? The things that they really know they can, but they still hold themselves back. They still trick themselves into thinking that maybe they don't deserve it. Maybe they would be cheating life or cheating somebody else, stepping on somebody else's head and jamming them into the freaking mud, right, to get what they want. Maybe they feel deep down inside that they're not that good of a person, right? And for those reasons, I think people try to shy away from the things that they can do. They don't want to admit to themselves that they can do something because there's two fears, right? The fear of you try something out, and it just goes terribly wrong. It's a disaster. Everything just falls down. It's like the building just comes down crashing everywhere, and it's just a terrible, terrible disaster, a terrible tragedy, right? But rather, that's everybody can imagine that. The worst case scenario. That's what we're all thinking about all day. We're worrying about stupid stuff that actually never truly happens. 99.9% of the stuff that we worry about. You ever notice how it never really happens? Isn't that interesting? You go on, can you remember what you were worrying about yesterday? Maybe last week, last month? And then you notice that you just get past it. You just get past it. You move on to the next day, move on to the next week, and then you just think of a bunch of new things to start worrying about. And to be honest, it sickens me. And I'm getting tired and disgusted with it. But basically, everybody's good at coming up with the worst case scenario. But you know what a lot of people are not good at? A lot of people try to avoid is the best case scenario. The fear of success. What if I actually did do that? What if I did do that? How would it change my life? Well, it would change everything, right? I create this movie, right? And millions of people across the world will watch it, right? And I get a huge movie deal, and I make lots of money, and then I can move into an awesome house, and then I can buy a really nice car, and all these other things that, material things, that would make me so happy. But even more than that, what kind of person would I become? What kind of person would I become to gain those skills? What kinds of books would I need to read? Who would I actually have to talk to gain this knowledge, to get to where I want to go? How would I have to network myself? How would I have to put myself out there? How would I have to be rejected many times, right? How many times would I have to be rejected before I get to the point that I want, right? But I know that I can do it, right? And this is me talking for you, right? This is the voice inside your head. It's I know there would be rejections. I know there would be disappointments. But I know that if I commit to doing this thing, if I commit right here and now that I'm going to make this my life, I can do it. Because you know what happens if I don't? If I truly commit my life to it and I don't, if I stake my very existence on this purpose and I don't do it, then I'll be dead and then I won't even remember that I failed anyway, right? It's kind of a morbid way to think about it. But anyway, but yeah, I think a lot of people are they're trying to avoid thinking about the things that they actually can do because they're afraid of what would happen if they succeeded and how their life would change, right? Because change is uncertain and we fear that which we do not know. Almost screwed that up, but I got it. All right. So maybe if you're looking for comfort, you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable with me talking to you about this right now, thinking about the things that you can do, thinking about the things that you want to accomplish in life and realizing that you really can do those. You really can do those. Maybe if you want to seek comfort, maybe you should, that was the laundry. I don't know if you could hear that. Just doing some laundry. The buzzing noise. And this is like really bad. I totally woke up with this today. I've been kind of stressed out lately, which you can tell why I'm really passionate. But when I get stressed, I like break out. So I woke up this. I was like, oh my gosh, there's like a little pimple right there. You see that? You like that? Yes, even the perfect face of KNKL can sometimes have a blemish on it. But anyway, on to what we were talking about. All right, things that if you're seeking comfort, make a list of the things that you really think you could not do. Can you cure cancer? I don't know. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. Can you harness the ability to fly, right? All of a sudden, can you gain superpowers to stretch your arm like Dalzim, right? And punch a guy like 20 feet away? Maybe not. But then that also starts to make you think. It's like, what about the things that I really say that I can't do, right? Could I rule the world one day, right? If you're an evil mastermind, right? Can you do that? And that starts to make you think of like interesting things. And I almost find it really interesting because then say that you can't do something that maybe you know that you actually could. Like, I cannot go downstairs and make myself a bowl of cereal right now. I cannot play video games right now. I cannot go walk the dog right now. And then you'll find that it sounds kind of silly, right? You start saying silly things that you can't do. And then the next time that you say, well, I can't become a professional artist, the same thing will happen. It's like, well, wait a minute. Maybe I can. Maybe I actually can. Maybe I could this whole time. It's as easy as going downstairs and making a bowl of cereal. And actually, I mean, talking from experience, looking back on everything, looking back over the years, really, it actually almost was as simple as that. It almost was as simple as getting up and going downstairs and making a bowl of cereal. Because really, what I chose to do was I just chose to show up every day. I chose to show up every day, plant my butt in the seat, take out my stylus, and I still struggle with this. I still struggle with pouring the cereal, if you will. Taking the bowl, right? The bowl and pouring the cereal into it. But it really is. It has to do with a daily discipline. It has to do with daily discipline. And I'm going to cut myself short before I get into a whole nother subject before, I'm just going to cut myself short here. I'm going to leave that with you guys, so keep that in mind. I could tell you can do it all day long, but really it's up to you to understand that really you always could. And think about the things that you really can do, how it's going to change your life. And most importantly, understand that you deserve it. Understand that you do deserve it, because the person that you have to become to get those things is a deserving person. You have to become a kind person. You need to become a generous person. You need to have great work ethic. You need to understand how to balance your life. You have to balance your family, your friends, your time. Think about not only what you're going to get out of it, but what you're going to give to the world as well. And when you do that, my friends, you'll have a good life. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're going to end today's show. Before we take off, I do want to say thank you to my amazing sponsors. Let's go ahead and play the fanfare. Yes, these are my awesome sponsors. Thank you to David Chiariello and Laura Bashir for sponsoring the show. If you'd like to sponsor the show, then you know what to do. Just click that little link right there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, with all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and end it. Thank you guys for joining me for another good, thoughtful Thursday. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next Tuesday, where we'll be jumping back into our good old Splatoon piece. Until then, you guys take care. See ya. can do it.